Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope everybody's having an awesome New Year's Eve. So I wanted to do this video because this is the year in review video that I decided to do just now. And oh my goodness, it's been quite the 2023, let me tell you. It's been crazy. But yeah, I thought I'd do this, spend some time and talk about some of the highlights that happened this year. Well, for starters, I mean, the year started off with me being here in Colborne, Ontario, and I'm here again. And so it's kind of fitting that I started the year here and I'm ending the year here. So that's how this year kind of started. I wrote my first song of the year called City of Dreams, which you guys have already seen and has done quite well. I'm still playing it today and I'm still playing it now, and I'm still working on it and it's sounding really good. So it's come a long way in a year for sure. Yeah, so that was that. Unfortunately, January ended kind of bad. I was scammed out of $5,000, which was um, not a great part of the year. Unfortunately, it was not something that I'd expect, or I just completely fell for it. I just didn't see it coming and didn't even see the warning signs. It was really hard for me. So that's how January was. February, well, was me trying to recoup from that. I ended up working on a new song, however, to help me recoup and get better and feel better. Ashbourne Drive was the second keyboard song of the year, and it's one that flows really well, inspired by my journey up the street that's close to me in Etobicoke. I wrote it, composed it in like a couple days, and it just came together so nice. And when I play it well, it flows really well. So Ashbourne Drive is officially one of those songs that's part of my repertoire currently, and it's been quite the second song of the year for sure. Um, so that pretty much was February. March saw me go out for St. Patrick's Day with my friend Mike, and it also saw me get laid off from my job at McEwen Foods. So I decided to pursue my music career a bit more after getting laid off while trying to find another job to bring in some money. The couple of songs that I did write were Breakout, were Landing Strip, and the third one was Make It Through, because I was inspired by Woody Harrelson's SNL monologue that he did back in the spring. Um, so March and April saw me do those songs, and it also saw me try to find jobs as well. It wasn't easy, but in May I was able to get this job through this agency, and I started a full-time job at this place called DHL Holt Renfrew in the northwest corner of Etobicoke. So that was interesting. I was able to get that. And that's pretty much what it was. Like, it was just a working year, or a working summer, I should say. This job took away all my time, and I didn't have much time for music. Because at the end of the day, I was just tired, and I didn't feel like doing it. And then the weekend came, and I needed the weekend to do other things, like get groceries and go out. But the summer also brought about a lot of photography content and made the summer worthwhile, because at least I was able to post stuff for my photography, as well as make use of photography and stuff on my Facebook page as well, and do all these photography reels that I love to do, and it was a lot of fun in the summer. But then summer ended, and then of course we went into the fall, and it's as quickly as it was, and I was let go from DHL Holt Renfrew because they felt that there wasn't enough hours, and they had to lay off some people. I unfortunately was one of those people that they laid off. So I decided to get back into my music, and thankfully I did because I ended up going to my first open mic with an instrument for the first time ever in my life. That was with my keyboard at this place called a Dark Horse Pub. And it was okay. I mean, I struggled a little bit because it was my first time after practicing my butt off that whole day prior. And I thought it was all right. I also had my birthday. I had my 38th birthday as well because my mom took me out to Moxie's restaurant, which was nice. But later on, one major thing that happened was somebody named Samson Porter found me on Bandmix and was talking about starting a new project and wanted me to be his keyboardist, which I thought was an awesome opportunity. So I ended up going to his place and we jammed for a bit. And he liked how I played keys, especially for his song Take Me to the End, which we worked on that day at his place. So I didn't hear from him for a couple weeks, and I decided to see about my other things, like trying to get a job and stuff. And I realized that it's just not happening with the way that inflation was this year. The market just was not favorable for a job to last anywhere between like 3 to 6 months. There was no guarantee that a job was going to last. So I decided from then on that I was going to go back to school, and I found out about RAC, Recording Arts Canada. So I went for the tour, and then I agreed that this is what I wanted to do. So I filled out the application, filled out an OSAP application, that's Ontario Student Assistance Program for people who want to get money from the government in order to pay for their studies. So I did that, and that was pretty much the start of November for me. But then Samson reached out to me in the middle of me working on my autobiography for school, and he felt like we needed to jam a bit more, and I was down for that. So we ended up working on these songs, and then a week later, around the time that I got accepted at RAC, we went to our first open mic as a duo at the Black Swan, and I nailed the keyboard solo for Take Me to the End, and it was awesome. It was amazing. Like that to me was one of the best moments of the year that happened. Believe in You, one of his songs did well. My song Helpless, I mean, I sung my heart out, especially in that final verse. And then the keyboard solo for Take Me to the End, I nailed the keyboard solo, and he obviously was happy, and so was I. The crowd loved us, so I mean that's a positive. So and then later on, we decided that we're gonna keep this up, so we rehearsed a bit more and went to this other open mic at the Fox and the Fiddle. The first time didn't go well, but we went the second time, November 24th, and it ended up being better than the first time. It's to me a highlight, but I think out of the two, the best one was the one at the Black Swan. So yeah, it was great. And then he helped bring my song Taken for Granted to life at the end of November. I think it was the 26th. And that to me is another highlight of the year. So November this year was probably the best November in my life. Like last November in 2022 was great, but this November was much better. And yeah, like I was happy, he was happy, and but then I got the flu at the end of November into early December, and like for the first half of the month, I was battling this flu virus, trying to get better. Unfortunately, we had to cancel um, our our get together because back in November we found this temporary drummer named Mark, who we jammed with at his place, and we were gonna go again, but I had the flu, so we couldn't go. But hopefully in the new year we get to go again. So yeah, I mean that was what happened, and then I got better, and then he told me that he got a bassist in mid-December, and so I'm looking forward to seeing the bassist in the new year. And then I came here for Christmas and New Year's, first normal Christmas and New Year's, or I should say first normal Christmas since 2019, because last year I came late because of the snowstorm, but this year there was no snowstorm, so it was finally normal finally got to celebrate Christmas on Christmas. So I was happy about that. And then I did a cover, a long awaited cover of the song Simple Gifts, which I always wanted to do, which I should have done 3 years ago, but the pandemic prevented all that. So I finally got to do that, and I put it on my YouTube channel, I put on my Facebook page, and I put on my Instagram page. And to me, that's a major highlight of the year. But yeah, Christmas was good. I got quite a few gifts that I like, a lot of candy and a lot of great gift cards as well, especially one for Long and McQuaid, which I can't wait to use in the new year. And now here we are, New Year's Eve. Wow. The year had highs, it had lows, it had disappointments, it had a lot of great things that happened, life-changing things in my opinion that happened with Samson Porter, us working hard on our music, and finally something happening with my music after these last 4 years pretty much. Finally it's taken off, and I felt like this is the year where it's finally happened, even though it didn't feel like that. Because a lot of people reached out to me thinking that they're committed and they just change their mind, and then I'm like left like, what were you doing or something, it's like you were committed, or at least I thought you were, and then you just change your mind. But at least finally Samson was the first one, and we're going to see where we go with this in 2024. I don't know, like I'm not sure where this is going to go, but we'll see. It's going to be fun, and hopefully it works out, especially with this new bassist. And we still have to find a drummer, which I hope hopefully will happen in 2024. I really hoping that it will, and Samson's hoping that it will too. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's exciting, and a lot of good things are going to happen in 2024. I'm going back to school. Um, Working with the band, doing other things that I might be doing. It's going to be great. 2024 is going to be a school year and a band year. It's going to be a year of music, which is awesome. 2024 is finally going to be that year. So I'm hoping that it all works out in the end. But anyways, I hope y'all had an awesome 2023. Hopefully you had a lot more highs than lows, and a lot more great things and less disappointments or no disappointments. 2024 is going to be awesome. Like every year, it's going to be a good year for some and a bad year for many, because that's usually how these things are. This year saw the deaths of musicians Gordon Lightfoot, Tina Turner, and Sinead O'Connor, to name a few. We saw the continuing war in Ukraine that has happened. We saw war in Gaza. The Beatles released their last song, Now and Then, and a lot of great music happened. Lainey released their new album, A Beautiful Blur, and so many other musicians. I got back into Alex Rainbird music and his playlists, which have been great. A lot of indie music this year. And yeah, it's been awesome. The forest fires, unfortunately, were not awesome. That's a major highlight of the year. The forest fires that took place in Canada. This is probably the worst year for forest fires that happened. Hopefully never again, or not for a very long time. But these are some of the things that have happened. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and thank you so much for your support and continued support on my YouTube channel, Facebook page, and Instagram page. Here's to 2024. Happy New Year, and take care for now. Bye.